Okay, Fantasy Friday, okay? And a lot of people have been asking me about Oleksandr Usyk's idol, Evander Holyfield. You know, the real deal, the undisputed heavyweight champion, farmer, that took on the likes of damn near everyone. That's from Riddick Bowe to Michael Moore to Mike Tyson to Evander Holyfield to many, many more. Okay, he's taken them a lot on. George Foreman, he's that guy. He is the warrior, okay? The real deal, Holyfield, the warrior, okay? And the thing about this fight between him and Oleksandr Usyk, this fight is a lot different than people think it is. I think the fight between Holyfield and Usyk, I think Usyk has always had problems with fighters that were a bit shorter than him. That's why the challenge was the fight with Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora is what, 6'2"? About the same height, right? And he was shorter than Usyk. Usyk's 6'3". So that has to put Derek Chisora at 6'2", right? So is Evander Holyfield. But guess what? Evander Holyfield is far the supreme fighter of a Derek Chisora. And Derek Chisora he's a scrapper, but he's sloppy. Maybe what made him successful is he was sloppy. But I think someone like Evander Holyfield fighting Usyk will be a banger. I think Usyk could use his footwork and box around him, but that's really not all of Usyk's MO. That's not really his style. He doesn't just like to sit back there and box you and play it safe. No, he gets aggressive and more aggressive and more aggressive. And I think the longer that fight lasts, because I don't really see Usyk hitting Evander Holyfield with something that he hasn't saw before. Bro, he's taking punches from Lennox Lewis. He's went 24 rounds, 2 fights with Lennox Lewis. He's taken Mike Tyson's power. He's taken Riddick Bowe's power. He's taken Michael Moore's power. He's taken George Foreman's power. He's took a lot of punches. Okay, and if we get a prime Evander Holyfield in there with a prime Oleksandr Usyk, and that probably was a 2001 Usyk, okay, you're going to see fireworks. But here's the deal. The successful edge that Holyfield will have is, for one, people forget Holyfield played possum a lot. So even when Usyk comes in, putting these punches together, Holyfield is, he's all over the place and he plays possum. But what he does is, which he's good at doing, luring guys into a false sense of security. And if Usyk does open up on a 3 or 4 punch combination, you better believe there's a hook that's ready to be countered, or a right uppercut that's ready to be countered, or overhand right that's ready to be used as a counter from Evander Holyfield. I think Holyfield beats Usyk inside to mid-range. I think he beats him. I think Usyk is more like Pacquiao when it's coming in and getting combinations off. But when he's in the trenches, I think Holyfield can get him and catch him. It's just how long will Usyk allow that type of fight to happen? Because I think it's all up to Usyk. Because Usyk is the mobile one that's able to move more. Whereas Evander Holyfield, he's just coming in ready for you to attack so he can counter. But if you come in there and you fight an inside game with Holyfield, I think he would lose. I think Usyk would beat him from the outside coming in with combinations, but getting out, not staying too long. I think he could win a fight against Holyfield. But if Holyfield gets him close enough inside the trenches, throwing too many punches, Holyfield will open up an arsenal on the inside. The man can bang on the inside. He can throw 1, 2, 3, 4 punches on the inside. He's good at fighting every type of fighter. See, unlike Usyk, Holyfield is good with fighting guys around his size and bigger guys like Bowe and George Foreman and Lennox Lewis. Okay, so listen, this fight would be a war, but it would be a war fought in different spots, and it would be favored by whichever one is close. That's Holyfield, and from a distance to coming on the inside is Oleksandr Usyk. But understand, Usyk has to get back or step around. He cannot wait too long for Holyfield, because the minute he does, Holyfield is going to catch him with something, because Holyfield is looking to exchange, especially if he gets hit with Usyk's shots and they're not bothering him like that. There, because if you look at someone like Michael Moore, a southpaw, a tricky southpaw, yes, he had his issues with him. So the question, a lot of people would say, well, Usyk's a much better fighter than Michael Moore. Well, I think that depends on who the hell you ask, because Michael Moore was a son of a gun back then too. Again, I don't really like to, judge eras, but we can assume that Usyk has better footwork than than Moore. But Moore gave Holyfield problems. However, Holyfield had his share of wins as well. Okay, so it wasn't a foregone conclusion of what could happen when a southpaw gets in front of Evander, the real deal. You know what I mean? And I don't think that he has got enough credit over the years doing what he's done, because possibly what people normally do, they like to discredit fighters that stayed in the game too long, which, I think he did. I think he stayed in the game too long. I don't think that those fights that he had with John the Quiet Man Ruiz were really necessary. I sure to hell don't think that the James Toney fight was even necessary at all. And I think that was his first time being stopped. So listen, I think Evander Holyfield versus Oleksandr Usyk would be a very good fight. I think Holyfield would have to bring the fight to him, though, because if you let Oleksandr Usyk, he can pick you apart with punches and bunches from different angles, with feints and step-in attacks. Okay, and he doesn't like to be clinched. So what happens with that, Evander Holyfield is going to have to come in and corner him and cut off the ring and work him to the body. And then watch that head too. But you guys tell me what you think of this Fantasy Friday between Evander, the real deal, the Warrior Holyfield, versus Oleksandr Usyk, the Cat. Okay? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!